had absolutely no audio. So now we have to do this one more time. The product is live. I've been working on this for a while, not that much of a while, but if you've been following me on this channel, you know I've been working on a lot of little software projects. So I'm gonna explain how awesome this was and the journey it was. This is kind of like a soft launch, okay, taking just a handful of users in the moment. So what I was saying in the earlier video is that there comes a handful of decisions in your life that are super high leverage, that are simple but super high leverage. And I love these kind of decisions where you do something small with maximum upside. A good example I was using earlier was a sink. I had been doing this little van life stuff with a makeshift kitchen. For the longest time, I didn't have running water. I had other ways of washing stuff, but I didn't have running water, meaning hands-free water through a sink. And I had to and then I just bought a little pump, and then I bought a basin for like $100. And for months, I had no sink. And then I just bought that, and I equipped it, and I put some buckets, and then I had basically running water. And that changed my cooking situation dramatically, right? Because all I needed was a little pump to just move water up. And likewise, I took that same mindset and I moved it into software. So I had been building software with Cloud Code for a long time, and before that, ChatGPT. And the biggest downside to that was I had to consistently find time to program. I had to sit down in order to code, right? And that took me away from earning money on my other activities and jobs and side gigs that I was that were paying my bills. And it hurt because what I really wanted to do was program. But in order to program, I had to lose money because I had to step away from earning money in order to code. And then when I would burn too much money, I'd go back to working a lot, which meant I left the project hanging because there was just no time to code. It's like that guy who's chopping trees all day and has no time to sharpen the axe. And then when he stops to sharpen the axe, he loses firewood and can't cook his food because it takes him a whole day to chop down an axe. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that the lumberjack no longer has to step away from chopping trees in order to sharpen his axe. He can sharpen his axe while chopping the trees simultaneously, which means he can chop down more trees because his axe is getting sharper every single day. As every blow to the tree, his axe gets sharper. That's what I did with Vibride, because I thought really hard about how can I, because I'm doing Uber right now. Right now I'm actually delivering Uber and doing a live stream. So I was like, how can I have time to code and continue to earn money? And by code, I mean working on my businesses, my little software businesses. And I tried a lot of solutions. A lot of the solutions you see on Twitter, they didn't work for me because a lot of those solutions are not based on somebody driving. What I had to do was, well, all their solutions are about keeping your computer open and then remote controlling it with your phone and via VPSs and stuff like that. And then I thought it was something no one can solve, but it turns out this thing is pretty straightforward. All I did was I took Claude Code, I put it into a virtual, like basically a server online, which means that the server was on 24/7, which means I no longer needed my computer to be on, because if you lose your connection, your internet connection at home, even if it just wobbles a little bit, you lose remote control because your code is in your computer, and then you're controlling Claude from your phone to talk to your computer. So if you lost connection, boom, connection was severed, you can no longer continue to code. I thought about bringing my laptop in here, but then reading and typing was impossible. Obviously, there was voice control, but you still had to read. And then the computer was large, it was clunky, it needed to be plugged into a socket because the battery dies. And I even had the generator with batteries, but that didn't work. I mean, I'm not going to put my generator inside my car every single day and move it out. Instead, I have an iPad, which is what I'm talking to you right now, which is why the angle is weird. I have an iPad, I have my GPS and my phone for the Uber. So my iPad is my screen because I need to look at what I'm talking. I need to look at what I'm building. So like I need to test buttons sometimes. And here it's easy. It's like it's as simple as changing a song. If you can change a song, you can test your code. iPad, we win. Okay, step 1 solved. Step 2, voice control, so I don't have to type. Okay, and then the last step, which is basically voice back. And none of these Twitter guys are doing this. I don't know why. It's so easy. You just put a voice model and get Claude to respond back in voice suitable format, so that you can now see Claude's responses. You don't get a diluted response from some other voice LLM. You get Claude's response in the detail that Claude would give you in the computer, but formatted for voice, so it sounds clean, like natural voice. And then you can talk back to it. So I can talk to Claude hands-free, okay? It talks back. I tell it what code to do. It does that. And obviously, I don't even know how to code, but the Claude can code. So Siri, but Claude. It's Claude Siri time. And then that allowed me to now remove the isolation of time and earning money. So now I can build my business while I'm getting paid for the hours that I'm driving. Okay? So now I'm incentivized to drive because when I hop in the car, I get paid and I get to program, and that's a higher leverage move. Because think about this, I built this tool to code, and then VibeRide, check it out, link in the description, so you can see what I'm talking about, really. Go to the website, see what it looks like. What you see there is what I built while driving. So first I built an internal tool for me, this framework that I talked about, and I used VibeRide a manifestation of not only do I drive in peace because I'm building my business, that it's not isolated from paying my bills, and I also know that I can now program anywhere regardless if I'm driving or not. It's so cool because what I discovered was not only am I just controlling Claude with voice, but because all my code is now in the server, and because it's all in the cloud, Claude is in the cloud, the database is in the cloud, everything's on the cloud, that I don't need to have the screen open. I don't need to wait for Claude to monitor. I can just literally send a text message, shut off the screen, go do whatever I want, and then just open it, and then just see the progress, write another one. So you gotta understand that all that idle time of not knowing what to do, like whether you're waiting in line or you're picking something up or you're out, like anywhere where you just find yourself derping, even on the bathroom, you just can just like send a message and the Claude is just working, right? And then because I run it on loops, and I mean that was the biggest leverage move that I did, because I was like, whoa, my progress went exponential because now I'm on without a superhuman. So, and then when I do have long sessions together, I use it for understanding and learning and brainstorming. And then when I know what the tasks are, again, I text it, close the phone, go do something else, open it, talk to it. I can be hiking, I could be driving, I could be doing chores, and basically anything hands-free. You can be doing this hands-free. And it's second to, there's on money time. Two, there's on money time. It's awesome. It's while I'm doing my job, because I'm using it, and that's the market. Your product is showing how it works. Now, in the other live streams I'll do, and then I'll be using the product and having a camera somewhere else, so that way I don't have. Today was like just random, makeshift, impromptu. I just wanted to just get it out there, and we were. I realized my setup right now with the two phones and the iPad is just so that's why I had to do it like this. But yeah, description. And one of the other thing we're in a black hole right now. That's why it's why? Why is it a black hole? These jobs, they're gonna disappear soon. I mean, they're already actively trying to make it disappear. So I projected into the future, and I saw that, before drone thing is gonna work, I think. But what I can see is robo taxi working, and if robo taxi starts doing its own delivery stuff, that's gonna be a problem for Uber. So either Tesla's gonna buy Uber, or robo taxis is gonna make their own version of Uber for Uber delivery as well. And I was like, okay, I could see that, because now that means they can deliver orders to customers for cheaper, and so the customer wins, the business wins, because they don't have to pay drivers, and they'll just outprice Uber from the game. However, one thing about food delivery is that you still need a person to go pick up stuff and drop them off, stuff like that. So let's say the Optimus robot becomes the one that sits in the robo taxi, picks stuff up from the restaurant, takes it back. That's going to be a while, right? It's going to be a while before Optimus is ready for that. I don't know how much. Maybe end of the year, maybe next year, maybe 2 years. I have no idea. What I can foresee, that once this product is rolled out by Tesla, there will need to be some humans. This is my prediction. I think vibe riding is going to become a thing. I want to be the first guy to make vibe ride a thing, which is you're going to get paid to hang out in a robo taxi all day, where your whole job is just make sure the food's okay, it doesn't topple over, and you drop it off at the customer's door, and you pick it up from the restaurant. So you'll get paid maybe a less rate per hour until their Optimuses are trained. So you'll be monitoring the pickups and the drop-offs in the robo-taxi, and you'll maybe make like I don't know how much they would pay, like maybe $5 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever it is, because you're basically just sitting there until they can replace you with Optimus. So at that point, you're just earning money to just sit in your car. Therefore, like as a little startup guy who's with his little side hustles, what you're gonna do is you're gonna probably hop on this AI thing, and then because you're gonna try and vibe code a product while hanging out in a robo taxi all day. So you can get paid to fund your startup. That's what I'm trying to get with this, is that you can pay yourself to fund your startup, because now you can literally, right now I'm still driving. I'm driving and coding. But eventually, if the car is self-driving and I don't have to keep, and there's no camera watching me, oh, you're taking your eyes off the road, if there's no camera monitoring my eyes, and self-driving is super autonomous, then you can actually just code while just hanging out in the car. You don't even need to drive anymore. Okay? And it still makes it better that you don't have to use your computer. Because as the funny thing is, I created this so that I can code while I drive, not realizing that in order to build that tool, I created so many other benefits I wasn't even trying to create. Like the fact that now, even if I did have a self-driving car and I could just whip out my computer and type, I wouldn't want to, because I was like, well, why would I want to do that when talking is faster, and two, I can just keep all my Claude agents in the cloud instead of in my computer. Like this whole cloud thing changed my mind and perspective entirely, because the computer is the bottleneck. You have to understand, typing is the bottleneck, reading is the bottleneck, the computer is the bottleneck. If you move everything to the cloud, then your productivity goes 10x. So whether they phase out Uber drivers and start paying Vibe riders to hang out and do whatever they want, this tool is gonna take you there. And by being in that distribution system, you're gonna be the first person they call to be a Vibe rider, because you're already a driver for these apps, and you already know how. They're not gonna try and get random people. They're gonna try and incentivize the existing people, and then they'll be like, well, you know, you can now just get paid less, but hang out in a car. So, anyways, whatever it is, until that day comes, you can now code while driving. And if you're an Uber driver, I highly recommend you try out. It's a free trial. Go check out the app on the link in the description. 2 weeks free, and you can just start coding, man. You can code while you'll find it really refreshing, because you are just stuck in the car. I don't know what Uber drivers do. Like, what are you doing for 10 hours? That drove me crazy. I had to buy tons of books, and I was like, I'm overloaded with information. I want to make something. So yeah, Siri for Claude is now live. Go check it out. Free trial. My voice is getting hoarse, so I'm gonna end the stream here, and next stream I'll actually have it where I'm actually using the product, but I have a proper extra camera that I'm getting. And yeah, dude, go check it out. Go get the free trial. Check out what I built while driving. And then next session, we're going to be coding and driving live for you guys. So thanks for tuning in, little homies. See you all on the next broadcast. How do I even end this? Am I even live, bro? Yeah, I am. Okay. Do I just press that X? How do I end this thing?